What's up guys, this is Demkeys. Now before you watch the vlog, I have something to explain to you. I record these clips using my phone. After I'm done recording all the clips, I transfer all the clips to my laptop and then I import them into my video editing software, which is Lightworks, where I put together the entire vlog. Before I import them into Lightworks, I have to transcode every single clip using either VLC Media Player or Handbrake. The transcoding is necessary because these clips have a variable frame rate, and that causes a sync issue in Lightworks, uh, which is eventually going to show up in the final vlog. So I need to transcode the clips before importing them into Lightworks. Now here's why I'm explaining this to you. The first few seconds of all the clips have some sort of issue with the video, just the video part. The audio part is perfectly fine. I can hear uh, the audio just fine in those first few seconds. And I can't actually leave those first few seconds of blank video in there because it actually causes an error while trying to export the final vlog. So I have to remove those first few seconds and just add something else, or just leave that section empty, but I actually have to remove that segment of every video. I have to remove those few seconds from every clip. uh, I forgot about this because I haven't vlogged in a while, and so all of the clips that you're going to see, I recorded maybe 6 clips for this vlog, and each clip I directly started talking after recording the video, after hitting record. So the first few seconds in each of these clips, I had to remove the video portion because of this issue. And that's only in the first few seconds. So I've added text over there saying video issues, just a few seconds. And it is actually just a few seconds. So I just wanted to let you know this because you're going to see uh, throughout this video a few times you're going to see text saying video issues, just a few seconds, and it's just for a few seconds. So bear with me for this vlog, and in the next vlog, uh, just as a workaround, each clip that I'm recording, I'm gonna wait for a few seconds, maybe 10 seconds or 20 seconds after I start the recording. I'm gonna wait for a few seconds before starting the actual vlog. And of course, when putting all these clips together in Lightworks, I'm going to remove those empty sections, so it's not there in the vlog then. uh, so yeah, that's it. Just wanted to explain this to you. Enjoy the vlog. Okay, what's up guys, this is Demkeys. We are currently on day 269. uh, I would like to apologize for not uploading vlogs for uh, I don't even remember when the last vlog was. But yeah, it's been a while. We haven't been vlogging, but yeah, we definitely didn't stop working. There has been progress in the project, both art-wise and development-wise. We have a little surprise on the art side. Uh, I don't know when we're gonna reveal that, but on the development side, I have a couple of things to show you. First of all, uh, I don't know if you remember this, but I was having this issue with the triggers getting triggered twice because I had two colliders on the player game object. One was a box collider and one was a circle collider. Well, box collider 2D and circle collider 2D. And I was having issues because there were two colliders. I wasn't able to get to the root of the problem, but with, I think, this release of Unity, which is Unity 5.5, or maybe with 5.4, I don't remember which one, they introduced Capsule Collider 2D. Wait, what am I on right now? Unity 5.5, right? Yeah. So either with the Unity 5.5 or with 5.4, they introduced Capsule Collider 2D, which is this, and that pretty much solved the problem for me. So, yay me. But yeah, I don't have that issue anymore. Next, I've been working on, uh, well, I redesigned the combat system. Glow had an awesome idea. The way I had implemented the combat system previously, uh, let's just say we were having issues with combos. The way I had implemented it, we were having issues differentiating between, not necessarily differentiating, but uh, how do I explain this? You know what? Uh, Anyways, we have scrapped that design. I've made a new design, and this was Glow's idea. In the new design, no. You know what? I'm gonna explain the previous design. So in the previous design, we were checking if the player has pressed uh, the attack button. There are two attack buttons: light attack and heavy attack. And if you want to do a combo, you have to do a combination of these two buttons. The max is 3 button presses. Basically, 3 button presses makes that move a combo. But this is where the problem was arising. We weren't able to differentiate between 1 button press and 3 button presses because I was doing it based on a timer. And the way I had implemented it was just, I mean, it's the first time I was implementing this kind of a system, so I'm not surprised that the design didn't really work out that well. But yeah, it was causing problems. And then during one of our meetings, me and Glow, we try every week to have a meeting, and basically we discuss the progress of the project, how far he has reached, how far I've reached. And during one of these meetings, I mentioned to him that I need to redesign the combat system because the current design is not working out, and so is the problem. So then he suggested that uh, let's let's just make it a separate move completely. Basically, how it goes right now is, let's say you want to do an LLL combo, which is light attack, light attack, light attack. So the first light attack is going to be the actual light attack animation and the actual light attack, and the second attack is also going to be the actual light attack. The third light attack is not really going to be a light attack, it's going to be a special move which we have set up for the LLL combo. So I can't show you animations right now because, well, we are sort of doing a revamp of that as well. So I can't really show you animations, which is why I'm logging the attack name, and the attack damage in the console. So you can see it over here on the right side. So I'm just gonna play the game and do an LLL combo. Just ignore these two items that have appeared over here. I'll get to this shortly. So if I do a light attack, you can see light attack over here. I'm going to do a light attack again. You can see a light attack over here. Now there is a timer over here as well. It's a little hard for me to explain how, even though there is a timer over here and there was a timer in the previous design, yet this design is better. It's a little hard for me to explain that, but basically, if you want to do an LLL combo, or you know what, calling it a combo is probably going to be a little misleading. It's an LLL special attack, triple L special attack. So it's one attack, but because this is the third time that you have pressed light attack, and of course this is within a certain time frame, within a certain time range. If, for example, I do light attack, light attack, light attack, the third one is going to be LLL. And I don't know if you can read the damage or not. Light attack has a damage of 30, but a triple L special attack has a damage of 80. So this is how you know that the combat system is actually working. I'm gonna try LHL. So you can see over here light attack 30, heavy attack 60, and then LHL, which is 90. So yeah, this is the new design. I have also been working on, oops, okay, hold on. Yeah, so I've also been working on this character. Not really a character, it's just something I made to test out the attacks in the meantime because we don't really have any enemies right now. At least not ones, uh, within the game. I haven't built any enemies so far. We just have them on paper. So I created this character. We are going to call him Billy Punchbag. And I'm testing out the attacks over here. Oh, I forgot to mention, you might have, I don't know if you noticed it or not, but you know what? Let me play this game in full screen. So when I attack this Billy Punchbag, you're going to see the attack that I'm currently doing come up as floating text over here. So if it's a light attack, there's going to be text rising up saying light attack, and it's going to slowly fade away. And the damage that Billy Punchbag has taken is going to also come up in the air and slowly fade away, uh, like this. So this is also something that I've been working on. This isn't really something special, it's just, well, it's a special effect. But yeah, it didn't really take a lot of time. It's just something that I thought would add to the aesthetics. Plus, this way I don't need to look at the console. So yeah, I added this floating text effect as well. Uh, yeah, I have to explain the cinematic sequence system next. Alright, so now I'm going to show you the cinematic sequence system. Basically, so far the cinematic sequences don't involve any animations. That's not to say that there will never be animations, it's just so far all we need the cinematic sequence system to do is show an exchange of dialogues, a conversation between two people. So this is how I've set it up. This is a game object with a collider, and that collider is a trigger. When the player walks into this trigger, that's going to trigger the cinematic sequence system or the cinematic sequence, like so. And once the cinematic sequence is triggered, or when the cinematic sequence is running, we don't want the player to be able to attack or move around or even move this crosshair around, which, as you can see, is moving right now. I just haven't worked on that yet. Now, how the cinematic sequence works is the player that's currently talking, that player's image is going to show up here, and that player's image is going to be lit, or at least more brighter than the other player or the other character. Sorry, not player. The other character's image. The character that's currently talking, that character's image is going to be brighter than the character who's not talking. So this is the dialogue of the character who's currently talking. Sorry, I lost my train of thought in between. It says press space to continue. When you press space, the next character talks, and that character's dialogue is displayed over here. And as you can see, that character's image shows up here, and also that image is lit up now, and the other image that was previously lit up, I'm saying lit up, it's not really lit up, it's just uh, let's say it's a black color layer in front of the image, and I'm changing the alpha value so it looks like a semi-transparent film, and that gives it that dark effect. So yeah, it's not really lit up, I'm just calling it lit up. So yeah, when this character is speaking, this character's image is going to be lit up and the character's dialogue is going to show up over here. Now about the dialogues, about the dialogues, one of the issues, I'm not sure whether to call it a bug or not, it's just something I haven't worked on so far, is that the text over here in this area, it doesn't auto scroll. Basically, if this text is let's say 5 or 6 lines long, then obviously it's not going to fit over here unless we shrink the text, which we don't want to do. So the other two options, the two default options are overflow, which is going to make the text come out, and truncate, which is just not going to show the text that cannot be shown. So I need to implement an auto scroll feature, and yeah, I just haven't done that so far. I need to work on that. The conversation is going to progress. Basically, whichever character is supposed to speak, that character's image is going to be lit up, and that character's dialogue is going to show up. And once the conversation is over, the cinematic sequence will exit automatically, and also that game object is going to get deactivated so that that particular cinematic sequence never triggers again. The cinematic sequence, or the dialogues rather, are all written down in a text file, which is over here. These are simple text files. I've chosen a certain format, and that format, as long as that format is followed, the cinematic sequence won't break. Basically, each line is one dialogue, and whom that dialogue belongs to, or who is saying that dialogue, that character's name is going to be in that line as well. So in this line, basically we have the dialogue and the name, and both of these are separated by a colon. And then through script, I'm dividing all of this, and well, I'm just doing all sorts of formatting to divide all this text and organize it so that it can be displayed in the cinematic sequence system one by one. Now, because we are mentioning the name over here, that is how the cinematic sequence system knows whose image is supposed to be displayed. So, for example, if I run the game now, I'm gonna trigger that same cinematic sequence. You cannot see this person's full face. By the way, these, if you haven't realized it already, these are just placeholder images. I just drew something randomly. I needed 3 different looking faces just as placeholders. So, you know. So look at this person's face, and then this person's face. So throughout this conversation, you're only seeing these 2 faces. This will kind of make people assume that you can only have a conversation between 2 people. That's not true. In the second cinematic sequence, you have this person talking, then this person talking, and the conversation progresses. Wait, what? I think I forgot to add. Okay, you know what? That's not an issue. I'll just add another dialogue here. Let's say Mark saying something, and then H responds with, "Yes, you did." Gonna hit save, and now in the first cinematic sequence, towards the end, you're gonna see a different face. Should be over here, if I'm not wrong. There. This is another image that I assigned for that third character who's called Mark. Am I forgetting any details? No, I think I'm good. So yeah, this is the cinematic sequence system. What else do I have to talk about? Okay, you know what? I'm gonna start recording again when I remember what I need to talk about. Alright, so I just remembered I had to talk about the inventory system that I've been working on. It's kind of weird. When the camera's off, I can imagine properly what I'm gonna say during the vlog, but then the moment the camera goes on, everything just goes to shit. I don't know. Anyways, so I've been working on an inventory system. I wanted to give the player the ability to pick up melee weapons, and then I wanted to change the damage done by a particular attack based on the type of melee weapon that the player is currently holding. And that gave me another idea that eventually I'm gonna have to make an inventory system, not just so the player can hold weapons. It's because the player will need an inventory to hold other stuff. There's lots of other stuff in the game that you'll be picking up for various reasons. So the player will need an inventory. So I was like, you know what, if eventually anyways I'm gonna have to create an inventory system, why not just work on it right now? And then later on I can just read from the inventory if the player has so and so melee weapon, or if the player has a melee weapon at all. I can just read the details of that melee weapon and calculate the damage whenever the player attacks based on the details of that weapon. So yeah, I've been working on the inventory system. I don't have something to show on the front end for the inventory system because so far I've only been working on the back end of it. What I can show you is items being added to this inventory list. So when I play the game, you'll see two items over here. These are basically two items that can be picked up by the player. You'll notice that the player is able to pick them up multiple times. They don't disappear. I haven't added that feature yet, that you pick up an item and that item disappears. That's what's supposed to happen. I just haven't done that so far. So pay attention to this list over here. It's currently 0. It's going to increase in size. I'm going to move over to the first item and hit the action button to pick it up. As you can see, the item has been added here. Each of these items are, wait, let me show it to you here. These are basically game objects with the item script attached to them. And the item script, okay, the item script has an item asset field which takes in item asset assets. My method of naming is really weird, so I have to say it twice. Item asset is a class right here. It's a scriptable object, so I can create multiple assets. Some of them can be melee weapons, some of them can be ranged weapons, some of them can be upgrade items, some can be maybe a secret key that opens some sort of I don't know, chest or door or something. You can find out what type of item it is by the item type that's assigned to that particular asset. That is why I have this field. So this, it says some item O1. You have the picture of the asset, which is why you actually have a picture showing up over here. Then you have the name as well, so you have a name for that asset. Then you have the item type, and of course later on there's going to be lots more fields. Right now this is just stuff off the top of my head because I'm still in the very early stages of development of the inventory system. I still have a lot more work to do on it, but I figured since I'm vlogging right now, I might as well just uh, let you know about this as well. uh, yeah, I guess this is all I have to show so far. Again, if I remember something later, I'll switch on the camera again. Yeah, I just remembered something. If any of you want to know how I've implemented a certain feature, be it the combat system, be it not just a feature, if how I've implemented an entire system, be it the combat system or cinematic sequence system or inventory system, if you want to know in detail how it works, let me know in the comments section below, and in the next vlog I'll explain it. Right now I'm not explaining it because I'm not sure if everyone actually wants to see all of those details. So if you want to know how I've implemented a certain feature or how a certain system is working, just let me know in the comments section, and then hopefully in the next vlog I can explain it to you. Yeah, that's it. All right, so one last thing I wanted to talk about. There was this sort of weird behavior that I noticed. I'm not sure if it's a bug in Unity or just some minor detail that I'm missing out. But all right, so let me show you the behavior. This is the patrol bot, this object right here. These unassigned reference exceptions are all coming from the script attached to the patrol bot. Uh, Basically, what it's saying is that this variable called sensor, which is a transform variable, it hasn't been assigned. That's not true. If you look at the inspector, the sensor field does have a transform assigned over here. So I'm not sure why this unassigned reference exception was coming up, but when I added this check, if sensor is not equal to null, then carry on with these methods. One of these methods is actually using this one. Look for target is actually using the sensor variable. So once I added this simple check, uh, the problem just went away. So now if I play the game, there's ignore this null reference exception is not from the patrol bot script, it's from another script, but yeah, the patrol bot script is not throwing that unassigned reference exception anymore, and it works perfectly fine. I'm still not getting what's going on over here, but I just decided to let that go because, well, I mean, if I start obsessing about this, then I'm going to be taking time away from other stuff that I could actually be working on. So if any of you know what's going on here, if any of you have an idea what's happening here, just let me know in the comments. Uh, yeah, that's it. Alright, so I feel like I didn't do a very good job of explaining exactly what was wrong with the previous attack system design. So I'm gonna give it another try. Uh, let's just have a clear console over here, except for this. Um, so the previous attack system, let's say if the player wanted to do a single attack, which is either a light attack or a heavy attack, it would be light or heavy. That's fine. But let's say if the player wanted to do a triple L special attack, the player would have to press LLL really fast. And what's supposed to happen at that point is an LLL combo or an LLL special attack is supposed to play instantly. You're not supposed to have a light attack and light attack playing before that combo. It's supposed to be just a combo because that's what the player wants to do at that point. But the way I had implemented the system, the way I was uh, checking for button presses, because of that way, what was happening is when the player would press, or when I would press, let's say LLL, it would actually play out light attack, and then the triple L combo. Or in certain cases, it would actually play out light attack, light attack, light attack, and then the triple L combo. Um, Again, this is definitely because of the way how I had implemented the system and how I was checking for button presses. But yeah, this is what was wrong with the previous attack system design. And now that I think about it, I think our inspiration for the new attack system design kind of came from the problems of the old attack system design. Uh, but I mean, it worked out, so that's great. So, yeah, I hope I explained that well.